Hi, everybody. This is Lauren Dalvia. Sorry for a late recording this week. The astrology is very crazy, though, and so I'm going to get right into it. This is an astrology update for October 5th through October 12th. So I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to tell you, start again. My nose is itching. I have allergies. Okay, hang on. Take two. Hi, everybody. This is Lauren Dalvia with Bene Mudra, astrologer and spiritual teacher. I apologize. This is a little bit later than I usually record this. The astrology is crazy right now, and this is an astrological update and horoscope for October 5th through the 12th. So I'm going to tell you about a couple placements that are coming up, and then we'll do a brief horoscope on each sign. And as always, I encourage you to pay attention to both your sun sign and your rising sign. They're both equally important. I'm a Sagittarius Gemini, and I pay attention to the horoscope for both. Anyway, so on October 7th, we're going to see the first of three oppositions between the planet Mercury, which is in Scorpio, and the planet Uranus or Uranus, retrograde in Taurus. This is sort of a result or like an answer that's going to bring about, it's going to shine a light on deeper truths. And there might be an unexpected twist. When Uranus is involved, it's always like, you walk out the door and a piano falls on your head, or you walk out the door and you're handed a check for $20,000. Like it comes out of nowhere. It's the like pow, bang, pop, shabam. That's Uranus. So the next two oppositions in this threesome of oppositions are going to be on October 19th and November 17th. So just kind of keep those dates in mind. I'll be speaking on them in weeks to come. So this is an extended revelation, right? So what happens on the 7th is sort of going to unfold also, more will be revealed on the 19th and then on November 17th. Also, October 9th, we're going to see a second square. And remember, square is this kind of harsh energy like this. Trine is this sort of flowy energy, but square is harsh energy between Mars in Aries and Pluto. And so this is, some intense, violent like issues from around August 13th will be reactivated. With all applicable cautions. So stay alert, be aware of hidden motivation, don't try to manipulate, like just, and be aware that these placements are a thing, so you can kind of be on like peaceful guard, like if like emotions are coming up with you that are terrorizing with regard to this thing, you can kind of like know it's a thing, much like last week's full moon, which was very crazy. It's like it was burn the house down energy. I knew that was coming, and so when I felt the strong desire to burn the house down in my own life, it was not easy to not do it, but I knew that it was a thing. And it's kind of like that. And also in looking at the world, these placements are true for us individually, they're also true for the world. So just thinking about violence and tense issues from August 13th to today. October 11th, there's a really nice square between the sun in Libra and Jupiter in Capricorn. So basically situations can kind of swing wildly in one direction or another. So that's connected to like hope, being on one end of the seesaw and kind of crazy righteousness on the other end. Like it's a big swing that's going to take place. And so just to kind of be aware of that, knowing about the astrology doesn't save us from any of this stuff coming up, but knowing what it is, I think, is such a big deal. And it's one of the reasons why I am a teacher of it. So we're going to go into the signs. We're going to start with Aries. Mercury is in your area of like shared resources, and that's opposite this Uranus retrograde. You're going to get a clarifying and disruptive answer about intimacy, psychological matters, shared finances, other people's money. It's like secrets, revelations can kind of present awareness that jolts your security. It's also going to provide you with and like a necessary revelation in terms of who to trust, what you owe and what you've been repressing. This is a start of a process that's going to continue again, October 19th and November 17th. This is that three ring kind of issue that's going to be activated and reactivated. It's the Mercury in Scorpio and Uranus retrograde. It's good. They're going to be dancing in these placements. So you're going to hear me say this a lot. So also Venus is in your area of routine, and that's in a nice trine to Uranus. There's easier integration and activation in areas of money that we earn, and security, and how you're willing to take care of your own health and attend to details that are practical and necessary. It's a time to make precise adjustments and to be really mindful and meticulous. That's, Venus is in Virgo right now. And that's the sign for like really cleaning up loose ends and like attending to our health. And so that's happening. The sun in your relationship sector is squaring Jupiter, and this can activate hopeful but exaggerated issues in terms of partners or competitors. It can trigger your sense of expansion. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So the quest for more or for better regarding career or future goals, you want to just approach that carefully, because when Jupiter's around, he helps everything, but he also can like ignite, like it can be like too much expansion. Like there was it's like he reminds me of the Nine of Cups tarot card, where it's like this big Italian, like the deck I learned on was like Tony Soprano. It's like this gluttonous kind of like, it can be too much. So just to watch that. Taurus, Mercury is in your relationship sector, and that's opposite the Venus retrograde. And it's like, this is a time for hard conversations, game-changing conversations with partners or competitors, business associates. There will be, new truths revealing themselves. And it's also going to shed light on like what you need to be paying attention to, like what you may have been avoiding. So you want to get ready for some facts that will continue to unfold in that regard. That's your October 19th, November 17th, threefold unfolding. It won't be quick and easy. That's the point. Like that. So Venus is going to be in your sector of self-expression, and that isn't going to encourage you to display gifts, like to display talent, what you're interested in, what makes you attracted to shine, to kind of stop hiding and start shining. And that it's a good time to take a bit of risk, to assume a bit of risk. Gemini, Mercury is in your area of routine, opposite Uranus RX. And so that's connected to kind of jarring revelations in the area of like work, what our obligations to other people are, health stuff, just like something hidden may be revealed. And so we might get unexpected results. And this is a scenario that's going to develop October 19th, November 17th. Venus is in your domestic sector in a beautiful trine to Uranus. And that's nice ease regarding family, business, home improvements. You can tap into a bigger, like there's something bigger that's asking you to change, that's like underneath the surface. So if you allow it the expression that it is desiring, you can naturally improve like what may have been not so great in the past. Also, Mars retrograde is in your social sector, and that is squaring Pluto. This is reactivating a crisis from August 13th. So public displays of action or anger will be revisited, but once again, issues will be fueled by buried power plays or fears of losing control. So you want to proceed carefully and watch for hostility from others. This is very important. Also, there's something nice happening with your sun and self-expression and the planet Jupiter. So that's like a good confidence booster. It's a big invitation to celebrate and to, to just like dance in the sun with one hand waving free, like in Mr. Tambourine Man. There's really nice energy for this. It's a welcoming energy to do this and to embody that kind of that beautiful, like one hand waving free. Just be careful for overindulgence with money as well. Cancer. Mercury is in your area of self-expression, and that's opposite Venus RX retrograde. So that's like, big unexpected information surrounding creative projects, something that you've been trying to get off the ground. Also could be a new romance. And these results might be public, like this is not a secret week for you. And there will be surprises. It's also a good time to speak out if you feel inclined, like on these issues of creativity, like whatever, you will be heard and listened to. You will likely be received mixed, but it's a good time to actually let yourself be known and to let yourself be seen. This is your developing scenario for October 19th and November 17th. Venus is in your communication area, and that is in a nice trine with Uranus, and that is encouraging you to kind of expand your social outlet, groups, friends, etc. It's a good time to do that, and just to like be careful that it's a step at a time, a day at a time, and not try to like bound forward. It's like it's a little more meticulous. As I said, Venus is in Virgo, so you have to really do it by the book. But when you make right with Virgo, she makes right with you, is sort of the way it is. Mars retrograde is in your career sector squaring Pluto. That's reactivating the crisis from August 13th. So just be careful of like being triggered with business and career, somebody pushing you, somebody prompting anger, someone's ambition getting in the way. You just want to make sure you're in control of your actions, and not in reaction, and not in a projection. So it's just to kind of like know that that's a thing. And so you want to slow down and know that you'll speed up by slowing down and be deliberate and really make sure that you know what you want to say or put forth with career and business within these situations before you do it. Leo. Mercury is in your domestic area opposite Uranus retrograde. And so that's disruptive news in terms of home, business, home, work at home, home business, family. There could be future plans, career changes. Those also might contribute to triggers, as well as issues from the past. This is your scenario that unfolds into October 19th and November 17th. Venus in Virgo is in your sector now of personal income, connected to Uranus. And that is suggesting that like, if you move with these shifts in business and family, etc., these changes can improve your financial position and your self-esteem and your ambition even. So there are new ways to earn through talent, and to express, to be authentic and to earn through authenticity. That's very exciting. Mars is retrograde in your opportunities area, square Pluto, and that's reactivating a crisis from August 13th. So anything with regard to broadcasting, publishing, legal matters, philosophy, education, higher education, travel, there's going to be pressure, power struggles, really real intensity. So you just want to dial it down, like in terms of like what you put out there and like risk taking. It's not a great time to step into like what you don't know or don't see this week. it's really a good time to be careful of impulsivity. Also, the sun is in your area of communication, and that's connected to Jupiter in a way that there's like good news. It's good news about sharing your intelligence, your wisdom, your ideas. You just want to be careful of, again, Jupiter is expansion. You just want to be careful of like making too many promises and just being too kind of gluttonous and exaggerated in how you spell that out. But it is actually a good time to put new ideas out there in terms of like wisdom and thoughts about, solution. And, it's not so much new ideas, but it's more like wisdom and solution to expand. But you just want to be careful not to be too exaggerated. Virgo, Mercury is in your communication area opposite Uranus retrograde. So that's a realization. It's something that's causing you to speak out suddenly. Clarity arrives like a pow, like a truth serum. This is the area that's going to repeat itself and unfold from October 19th and November 17th. So you just want to be careful. You might be pushed to speak out in a way that feels, more dangerous, and to weigh in on something, one way or another very clearly. Venus is in your home sign, is in Virgo, in this special trine to Uranus, and that's encouraging you to look at what is, look at the terra incognita, look at what is unknown or unexplored, and but you want to do that in a way that makes you comfortable and relaxed. So it's maybe a new side of yourself, and that is a side of yourself that can attract positive attention. Mars retrograde is in your area of shared monies and resources, squaring Pluto. So that's reactivating a crisis from August 13th. So anything connected to intimacy, other people's money, partner finances, and psychological impulses can be triggered quite intensely. It's a time for the shadow side. So it's actually a really good time to like rest and like get crazy with a journal, get crazy with pillows in your room, lock the door, you can punch pillows, and I know it sounds crazy, and no one can hear it, your kids can't hear it or your neighbors, but you can get that out of like what is coming up, to kind of get dirty with your shadow, get juicy with your shadow, but like kind of be aware of it to the best of your ability before you're out in the world with it, or like in a conversation with a partner. And that's very important. This is also, you want to watch your spending right now, but also know that the sun is in your area of money and shared resources, and that's connected to Jupiter in a square. So you might want to spend more and treat yourself. That's fine. But you need to control your spending as well, and like look at like what really it is that you want before you do that. Treat yourself. Libra. Mercury is in your area of shared monies. It's also opposite Uranus retrograde, and that's bringing you hard truths around money and values or self-worth, and that can be changes regarding intimate connection with partners, how much money you make, how much they make, what you owe, what issues are buried that are connected to security and monies, and there will be a flashlight shined on that. This is the thing that's going to continue into October 19th and November 17th. Meanwhile, you have Venus in Virgo in your hidden sector, which is encouraging you to explore the subconscious and the unconscious, and what is emerging, what is emerging with regard to sensitivity, especially if you have a partner. You can safely go there and reap rewards. And this is also true for family as well. So if you're listening to that and you're like, I'm single, like why, like what is there anything in there for me? It's like, no, there's a lot. It's like it also can be our relationship to past, and like I do think there's something about like if there's a certain amount of clearing that can happen with past relationships that can allow for new ones to come in, in the right time. So that's really good. You know, it's, you just want to be wary of anything that's unbalanced, and all or nothing kind of scenarios aren't great. So you have a lot of help from Jupiter boosting your confidence with regard to issues at home or with family. But again, just be careful of what's unbalanced. You are a Libra, so you need balance. Scorpio. So Mercury's in your sign, opposite Uranus RX, and that is that is in the area of like relationships, truth around relationships, radical truths in conversation. You may be speaking out in response to changes in a relationship or reacting to a shot of truth declared by another. This is your area that's going to be revisiting itself in October 19th and November 17th. So meanwhile, Venus is in Virgo in your social sector, and that's indicating there's some positive progress in relationships in all fronts. Social connections and your public image can improve as you move in different directions. You know, primary relationships are also helped by this. It's good. It's good for making contacts with people, you know, business people, or you know, getting help basically from others. Mars retrograde is in your sector of routine square Pluto. That is what's being reactivated from August 13th. So you're confronted with difficult issues around health, work, or obligations to others. So you may be pressured to deliver more or step up your efforts while dealing with anger or frustration or a sense that you're being dominated. So, you know, diagnoses can be stressful but revealing. So pace yourself and just like don't allow anger or hostility to trigger reactions. It's also a good time with the pillow, you know, to go into like use the pillow, punch the pillow, you yell at the pillow, or fake yell, but like get the aggression out. Even put a timer on your phone and say for 2 to 3 minutes, for 3 minutes, I'm gonna like yell at everybody or everything that scares me or makes me angry, and like get it out of your body so that the next step that happens when you're actually with people can be calmer and more authentic and not triggered. Sagittarius. Mercury is in your hidden sector opposite Uranus retrograde, and that's going to be a hard reveal in terms of like, I don't know, putting a spotlight into the shadows, right? So secrets or issues that you've been avoiding will be illuminated. This is what's going to come up again on October 19th and November 17th. You just want to be in acceptance with what's now fully visible. Like, don't fight it. That's how it's going to beautifully reveal itself. It might be painful, but all of this is for the soul's evolution. So all of it is very good, including what's happening now in the world. It's necessary. This is the collective soul's evolution, but this is your evolution as a soul Sagittarius. And so, you know, just go with the flow, lean into it, know that it's a thing and it's moving. Venus is in your career area, connected to Uranus right now. And that's sort of hope for the future. You just want to embrace changes to daily life, changes to routine, changes to health. This is very Virgo. So you could have a new job, you know, or just changes in work stuff. It's a good time for that. You know, professional relationships can be impacted positively right now and kind of help provide you with your path. Mars retrograde is in your area of self-expression in this nasty square to Pluto from August 13th. So if you have a strong desire to shine and get attention and express yourself, that can happen, but you will meet challenge this week. And you know, what you can't have or fears of what's being taken away can kind of intensify competition and things like that. So you can't force this and you can't manipulate. It won't work. And it's going to backfire if it does, basically. So you want to use the intensity as a tool to look at the past and kind of this is a very good opportunity to look at the past and be present and be truly present. You know, to kind of learn, but also say, that's not this, like, and thenceforth, you know, I will proceed in presence, or, you know, with that spirit of the Fool in the tarot, which is like fresh, you know, like pure, fresh manifestation energy. You know, you just want to remember that your whole system with regard to money and value is in the process of change. And that's not a small thing. So just know that you're on the right track. Also, the sun is connected to the square with Jupiter. So that's going to help with public image and career in a way, and also just your group associations. So that's positive energy. And so you just want to watch your ego and watch self-righteousness and kind of, yes, bask in the beauty of this energy, but just be careful that you're not over the top. Capricorn. Mercury is in your social sector opposite Uranus, and that's public. So statement, public. There's an exposure that's happening there. Social, what's underneath social stuff in terms of friendship or image or career, it can be on display. This is connected to new talents, new ways of expressing ourselves. This is a scenario that's going to unfold October 19th, November 17th. Meanwhile, Venus is in Virgo in your area of opportunities. And so that's kind of asking you, giving you permission to take small calculated risks in the areas of philosophy, broadcasting, journalism, publishing, legal matters, travel, even now, education, higher education, romance that is long distance. You want to walk into new territory, and that can benefit you a great deal. It's excellent for developing an audience for work that is creative. Mars retrograde is in your domestic sector square Pluto, so that's going to reactivate a crisis from August 13th. So you want to be careful trying to control or have your way in terms of family. It's not going to go well if you do. So anger is bubbling, it's right there. So you don't want to force the issue. You don't want to manipulate the pillow, hit it, set an alarm for 3 minutes, get in touch with what is really going on. If you it's so cheesy, so 90s to say, get in touch with your own anger. But if you truly know why you're angry by yourself or with the higher, then you can kind of alchemize it and channel negative emotions into positivity or equanimity. So, you might get away with temporarily forcing your will on others, but it will lead to damage. And so it's important to know that. The sun is in your career sector in the square with Jupiter, so that can boost image, that can help with success. It's definitely a time for expansion. It's definitely a time to be receiving accolades for the work that has been done. So you just want to be careful, once again, ego, and not to push it too far. Aquarius. Mercury is in your career sector opposite Uranus retrograde, and that is delivering sort of a professional result or an ending that uncovers truths that are being revealed now. So you may suddenly decide that you've had enough, or discover that your status or career goals are about to radically change. I mean, it's a big shift. This will be based on recent updates to your family and home and, home life. This is continuing October 19th, November 17th. Venus in Virgo is in your area of shared resources. So that's beneficial for finances, debts, taxes, a person's finances, or intimacy. There also can be psychological breakthroughs regarding issues from your past and in terms of fears of loss or insecurity. You just want to watch. It's a time for things to get better in little steps. Yeah. Mars is retrograde in your communication area, square Pluto. That's the crisis from August 13th. You might be pushed to defend your ideas or step up and, assert your voice. But you can get tripped up by manipulations from the side and unexamined motivations. So you really want to be careful before you engage. You really want to know what you're engaging and what you believe, so that you're not promoting extra energy that is actually not what your spirit and intellect feel. The sun is also in your opportunities sector in this nice square with Jupiter. That's encouraging you to take risks in philosophy, broadcasting, travel, long distance relationships, legal matters, like high education, everything like that. There's something bountiful that's waiting to give you gifts right now. That's really good. You want to remain grounded, but also know that that's a thing, and that's a beautiful thing this week for you, Aquarius. Pisces, Mercury is in your opportunities sector opposite Venus, opposite Uranus retrograde, and that's a surprise. It's going to be a surprise in some regard in terms of broadcasting, publishing, legal matters, long distance relationships, travel, higher education, etc. So your worldview is going to broaden in terms of like what you're able to learn right now. You know, things that are beneath the surface will be exposed. This is what you're going to be looking at October 19th, November 17th. Venus is in your relationship area in this trine with Uranus. And so this is, you know, good conversations with other people, with people you're in relationship to, weird ones too. You want to approach this from angles that you have not before and let new ideas, you know, come in. And, you know, expect there to be twists, you know, even if it's like flirting, like there's just, it's going to pan out differently than you think. Mars retrograde is in your area of personal resources in this nasty square to Pluto. So that's reactivating this crisis from August 13th. Financial security and values are going to be challenged by social issues or a social contract or a contract with a friend. So you might feel pressure to react or defend, but you want to be careful, especially if people are aligning against you. Like it's just the thing with Pisces that's very important to always remember is Pisces has the most projection energy projected onto them. There's this beautiful oneness with the divine and boundlessness that is Pisces. It's the 12th house. It's like there is no veil in a way. And so people can come in without knocking in a way that it's more vulnerable with Pisces. So you want to be careful of that and just be careful of that projection energy. The sun is in your area of shared resources in this square with Jupiter. So that can be a nice benefit, something good happening, a gift, something unexpected. This is involving taxes, debts, other people's money, partners' money, intimacy. It's good. You know, just be careful with overspending, be careful of giving away too much emotionally and literally, but it's a nice time to be optimistic about money. So with that, I will say thank you, and I will see you next week. Again, I'm Lauren Dalvia on Instagram. Business is at 1111 guided, and you spell the words 11. Personal is at Lauren 1111, and once again, you spell the words 11. I am available for private consultation as an astrologer and a spiritual teacher, and my information can be found on benemudra.com. Thank you. Have a great week.